Gold seems to be capped at the moment, but the price action will expose itself to what is about to do. This is end of the year. There might be profit taking for good buyers. Yeah, there might be profit taking for good buyers, especially the change in leadership for United States. By next year, Trump will be in power. Nobody knows what the commodity market will look like. So there will be a strong, there might be a strong cap to that. So it's technically setting everybody up to have a rethink. So from the structure, yes, we have a very choppy candles consolidating, but market can ultimately, you know, no matter how it is, it might ultimately expose itself. We have here a strong, this level is strong, 604 into 613, 614, showing prominence in buy, where we have this level also. So I think as long as price remains and trade below the descending trend line, it is descending. So we are waiting a breakout while price continue to move in a range. And it's also possible it might continue to move in a range till end of the year. Nobody can tell. But when we look at it again, we'll see what price has done. It's in 4 hours. We'll find another strong price action where we'll have claim break and retest. I said this on a previous post many times that gold has already set itself up. You can see it here, very clean at 2,644, which I posted by close of um, Asian section yesterday. I made mention of the breakout based on the structure which we trade. Shabby FS Hub will rely mainly on market structure and the fundamental analysis. And here we have resistance structure, breakout of a resistance structure, retest, 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 demand floor, break of a demand floor, and price failed to retest because it was stopped by a breakout from an ascending trend line. So we retested breakout of an ascending trend line. When you look critically, you see the ascending trend line, demand one, demand two, demand three, demand four, and a breakout from an ascending trend line. So that was why price didn't come back to retest the blue descending trend line because we have an ascending trend line broken and price can make its way back. But if price makes it well, this is a value sell zone. So I want to put a red box to it. We don't know. We cannot say what will happen tomorrow. Nobody can say. But if it comes here, it's a valid sell zone. It's a valid sell zone. But for now, let's look at the market layer by layer. And when price managed to break the descending trend line, it got stopped again by a horizontal demand floor, where we have another strong price action, demand floor, demand floor, breakout of a demand floor, retest. So if price managed to return here, which we cannot say authoritatively, here also becomes another buy sell floor. So what we see now is that price is trading below our blue descending trend line. The price action is promising, and on technical, we are approaching the end of the year. We should expect end of year rejection for SAU USD, especially when it comes to profit taking. And we have an indication, a clear indication of the profit taking locking around the corner is from the structure we have here. A very clean structure. We have here support structure, sorry, resistance structure by way of double bottom, a break of the neckline retest one. This is a W structure. The W structure is a sign of reversal from downtrend to uptrend. And price came back, retested the neckline and left and got rejected by a broken demand floor and returned. And you can see price returned to retest the neckline again at a specific angle and started creating traffic candles, returned again and retested again, return again and retested again, return again, and broke the structure. The neckline has been broken, and Friday came retest to open selling continuation. We have a floor serving as a barrier 2006-12, 2006-12, 2006-13, 2006-14, our demand floor, where we have another strong price action that is keeping price. But at the moment, we have tested this floor on multiple times, invalidating the strength of the structure. So we expect price on technical to return here in the zone of 2005-8. This is what you should expect. Coming week, the SAU USD, and we have a couple of fundamental analysis from the side of USD. A negative sweep could ultimately send down price sinking. But however, we have to break out from this structure. If we cannot break out from the structure, then we are ultimately being played by fundamental analysis. We don't want to be in that position of being played by fundamental analysis. You can see here we have a resistance structure, break of a resistance structure, retest, retest, and the price sank down to come to a demand floor where it picked impulse by forming a W structure, reversal price action, came back, broke the resistance structure, and retested it, and went up to test another resistance structure, a broken demand floor. So price came down to retest the neckline of the W structure on multiple times, and the structure is broken, setting sell up. To inexperienced traders, they may be thinking they are still in a consolidation range. The consolidation range has left you. If you still do not understand market structure, like I see a lot of people post and teach, if they still think they're still in consolidation range, they have been left. I can tell you from the blue ascending trend line, you can see resistance structure, a W structure. This is a W structure, a reversal price action from downtrend to uptrend, where price found support and the presence of liquidity from 2005-41 into 37, and buyers have played and swing the price up. So at this level, price broke the neckline, retested left, and tested it one, two, three good times. So it's okay to pay critical attention to see where the market is going. This is the first test to the neckline of a broken. This is the second test, and this is the last. So while it seems we are on a range-based consolidating, the price action is playing internally. We have here a contracting triangle. When you look at it, you will see from the price action in the month of October, where we have a resistance structure, break of a resistance structure, retest to a broken resistance structure, becomes a demand floor to create a new all-time high. So a new all-time high is created, and the new all-time high was marked by a double top. You can see a double top structure, an M structure, and price fallen, and you can see that price has been doing its thing, playing on the descending trend line, and finally broke the structure. We couldn't come back to retest the structure because we have a breakout from an ascending trend line, test one, test two. So that was enough reason to stop price, and price kept sinking to a new low. And we got liquidity from there, moved up, broke the structure, but on break the structure the second time. But when we broke this descending trend line, we respected it to try to buy before we got stopped by 2716. Broken demand floor become a resistant roof, and price dropped again to come to a strong area of confluence where we have another break and retest support structure, market ball break of a support structure, resistance structure, break of a resistance structure. Price returns on demand at 2006-15, 2006-14, 2006-13 on subsequent touch up to 2006-20 have remained a buy zone. And while this is set up to manipulate and confuse a lot of people, this has become a valid buy zone over the course of time, over the course of the consolidation in the market. It has remained a valid buy floor, and this has remained a valid sell roof. So from 50 to 55 to 57 has remained a valid sell roof where price have always dropped. But when we look at it from a critical market breakout from a descending trend line, you find out that the bottom, which is the floor, a dynamic floor, where we have our W structure that brought the reversal price action from the bearish drop to bullish move, the structure has been broken swiftly. The structure was broken on Thursday, and Friday came on retest. I mentioned by close of Asian section and head into London section, close of market Friday. In my previous post, 2006-44 retest to a broken ascending trend line, and price came on multiple times to retest with a very weak rejection candle to the zone. I will tell you authoritatively, as an authority in the good market, that by the power and knowledge bestowed in us, open of the week, the market will try the floor again, the valid floor, 2613, 2614, 2616, and it might also play on buy again. But I can tell you the roof remains, that the new roof will still be 64, 2664, and might ultimately see a break of this structure. A break of this structure will expose us to sell down to 2588 into 2580. This is what you should expect. Already we have a litmus test confirmed that we are heading for sell after a breakout from the ascending blue line. So on the flip side, we have a couple of fundamental analysis called PPI, and the rest of others coming on Tuesday, coming on Thursday. And these are all parameters with the ability to swing the direction of trade. So let's look at prevailing fundamental analysis unfolding, and see how that will affect trade direction. We have strong fundamental analysis Wednesday, 2:30 USD Core CPI MM, and the CPI YY. Very important, 11th. And we have another fundamental analysis again on Thursday. Thursday fundamental analysis by 2:30 p.m. We'll have Core PPI MM and Core PPI MM. So the both PPI datas will be watched, and they are useful tools which will drive the market. So when we are looking from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers, excluding food and energy. So actual greater than forecast is good for currency, and if it comes short, that would be a bearish day for the greenback, which will ultimately trigger a buy for SAU USD. So we have these data to be watched, and the data to watch on Wednesday will be the by 2:30 New York time will be CPI MM and CPI YY. And the change in price of goods and services